Have you ever, like, I don't know, thought about what it would be like if a robot could feel pain? I mean, like, really feel it.
Hmm.
We're going to be looking at that today as we, kind of dive into this whole world of Soma design
Okay.
and how it's changing how we think about robots.
Yeah.
We've got this, research paper called Robots in Pain, Humans in Play that we're going to be looking at. And it's going to get weird.
Yeah, it's pretty different from how we normally think about robots.
Right.
We're so focused on whether they work, can they do the job?
Right.
But Soma design changes the question to, like, how does it feel?
Huh.
For the robot, maybe, and for the humans who are, using it.
So, okay, so not just like a better robot made or whatever,
Right.
but one that maybe like knows what it's like to have a sore back after a day of cleaning. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. This paper actually looks at how kids play with robots.
Okay.
They observe them, like, in the wild, not in a lab. Using these artist-led robotic experiences, it's about figuring out how, like, natural interaction works so we can use that to design better robots.
Artist-led robotic experiences.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty out there.
Yeah.
Like kids doing interpretive dance with robots, I'm picturing.
Not quite a dance recital, but you're getting the idea. Like, the researchers wanted to see how play happens naturally.
Okay.
By watching these interactions, we might learn to design robots that are more fun to be around, maybe even feel more like friends than just tools.
So going back to this whole like Soma thing, what is that exactly?
Yeah.
Is that like giving robots souls or something?
Not exactly souls,
Okay.
but the paper talks about the idea of embodiment, which is basically, how our bodies and our experiences shape how we see the world.
Right.
Soma Design tries to do that for robots, thinking about how, their shape and how they move changes how we interact with them
Okay.
and how they might, experience the world.
So it's not just about the robots having feelings, but how their physical, like, being makes us feel.
Right.
It's like, you wouldn't want a robot surgeon that was all jerky and weird, even if it was, like,
Yeah.
good at surgery. Right?
Exactly.
Fine.
So Soma Design is about robots that not only do their job, but also feel good to interact with.
Intuitive.
Yeah.
Natural, whatever.
Mhm.
So how does all of this go back to robots feeling pain? I mean, can they even do that?
That's where things get really interesting, actually. The research paper says that as robots get more involved in our lives,
Okay.
especially like in healthcare, understanding pain could be, really important for them.
Okay, so like a robot nurse that could tell when a patient's in pain and like respond to that. That makes sense.
Right. And imagine robots helping with physical therapy,
Okay.
maybe even giving treatments that involve, dealing with pain. They'd need to understand pain to do that well. Of course, this brings up a lot of, ethical questions, which I'm sure we'll get into.
Right. Yeah, for sure. If we're talking about robots feeling pain, it gets complicated.
Right.
But for now, let's stick with the play part. What did the researchers find when they were watching the kids interact with these, artsy robots? Did the kids just treat them like toys or what?
It's really cool. The kids often did more than just play with the robots like they were toys.
Okay.
They did things together, tried out different movements, and even seemed to feel empathy for the robots.
Empathy for a robot. That's wild. So maybe it's the way these robots were designed, based on Soma design, that made them interact that way.
That's what they think, yeah. And
Yeah.
it's a big idea. If we can design robots that make people feel empathy and interact naturally, it could totally change how we use robots in our lives.
Okay, so we're seeing how this Soma thing
Mm,
could lead to robots that are more than just tools. But the paper also uses this phrase, somatic more than human futures.
right.
What does that even mean? Sound like a sci-fi movie.
It does, but it's actually about a change that's happening already.
No.
As technology gets more into our lives, our interactions become more, physical,
Okay.
more intimate. Like, think about how easy it is to use a touch screen compared to an old keyboard.
Right.
That's a small example, but it shows how our bodies are like, getting mixed up with technology in new ways.
So somatic here is about how our bodies and senses are part of these interactions.
Yeah.
And more than human, because it's like blurring the lines between
Well-
us and machines.
You got it. The paper says that Soma design is a way to, like, get ready for and shape these more than human futures,
Okay.
making sure that this mixing of technology is good for both people and robots.
So it's not about robots, taking over, but about us figuring out how to live together and even work together in a way that feels natural.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see the good side of this, but I also have a ton of questions about like the ethics of it all. We should probably talk more about that.
Definitely. Like any new powerful technology, Soma design has its challenges and ethical stuff to figure out.
Right.
But before we go there, let's look at some of the ways Soma design is already being used in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned healthcare earlier, and that's a field where things are getting really interesting.
All right. I'm ready to be amazed by the robot doctors of the future.
Okay, robot doctors, well, they might be a while away,
Okay.
but one place where Soma design is already happening is prosthetics. We're not just talking about replacements,
Okay.
but limbs that really feel like, they're part of the body.
Okay. So like more than just your typical fake arm.
Right.
How do they use Soma design to do that?
These new prosthetics are using really advanced sensors and ways to give feedback. It's not just about moving,
Okay.
but feeling, touch, even proprioception. That's like knowing where your body is in space.
Wow. Proprioception. I've heard that word,
Mm.
but honestly, I don't think I really get it. Can you like explain it?
Imagine closing your eyes and reaching for something. You just know where your hand is even though you can't see it.
Yep.
That's proprioception. And it's really important for balance, moving well, even just feeling like you're in control of your body.
So these new prosthetics help people get that feeling back.
Yeah.
That must be incredible, not just physically, but, mentally and emotionally too.
It's a big change. It's not just function, but like a feeling of wholeness, of embodiment, being restored. And it's not just prosthetics.
Okay.
They're using these same ideas to make robots to help people who have trouble moving around.
So like more than just a robot that helps someone get out of a chair or something.
Yeah.
What's the Soma design part of that?
It's about making robots that are, really easy to use
Okay.
and responsive, not just doing what you tell them, but reacting to your body,
Okay.
your movements,
Okay.
even your preferences. Like imagine a robot that works like a dance partner.
Okay.
It knows what you need and adjusts how it helps you.
That's a great way to put it. So much better than like my robot butler idea.
Okay.
It really does seem like Soma design is about getting rid of the barriers between humans and machines.
Exactly. It all goes back to those somatic, more than human futures. It's not just robots becoming more like humans,
Okay.
but how we're interacting more and more with technology using our bodies.
Okay, so healthcare is a big area for this.
Yeah.
But what about entertainment?
Right?
I feel like there are a lot of possibilities.
Absolutely. Soma design is changing entertainment in some really cool ways.
Yeah.
We're moving toward interactive experiences that are way beyond what we used to think of as entertainment.
So not just like watching a movie
Right.
or playing a video game. What are we talking about?
Think virtual reality,
Okay.
but not just what you see.
Oh, yeah.
Haptic feedback is getting so much better,
Okay.
which means you can actually feel the virtual world.
Wait, hold on. Haptic feedback.
Yeah.
That's where you feel things through touch, right?
Right.
I've felt that with some video game controllers.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing this is like a whole different thing.
It's changing fast. Imagine feeling how heavy something is in the virtual world, or the texture of a surface. It makes virtual experiences so much more real, like you're actually there.
That's incredible. So that would be great for gaming, obviously. But are there other uses for that kind of technology?
Think about training simulations, or even therapeutic applications. But back to entertainment. We're also seeing robots specifically made for playful interaction.
Yep.
They're built to react to your touch and how you move in a natural way.
So like robot pets you can like actually cuddle with.
Yeah.
Or robots that play games with you.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little freaked out, but also interested.
Yeah, people react in different ways.
Okay.
But that's what's cool about Soma design. It makes us think differently about how we relate to technology.
Okay, this all sounds very futuristic.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about what's happening right now. Like, what kind of research is going on to make Soma design even better?
There are some cool things being explored. One area is biofeedback, using it to create robots that respond to like how we're feeling.
Yeah. Biofeedback. That's where they track things like your heart rate and brain waves, right?
Exactly.
So are we talking about like a robot therapist that knows when you're stressed out?
It could be therapeutic, yeah.
Okay.
Imagine a robot companion that senses you're overwhelmed and changes how it acts. Maybe it offers you a calming touch or says something soothing.
That's amazing, but also a little creepy. I guess that's the theme with Soma design.
Yeah.
But what about other research? Anything else that's like blowing your mind right now?
Another really exciting area is using robots to help people be more creative and expressive.
Okay, wait. How do robots make us more creative? I always thought robots were all about logic and being precise.
Well, think about it. Robots can move in ways we can't,
All right.
create sounds and images we can't,
Okay.
and process information differently than we do.
Ah, I see. So it's about collaborating,
Right.
using their unique skills to push the boundaries of art, music, maybe even dance.
Exactly. So Goba design opens up all these amazing possibilities for humans and robots to work together,
Okay.
using technology to find new forms of creative expression. It's about pushing boundaries and seeing what happens.
Okay, I am fully on board with this whole Soma design thing. It's not just about better robots. It's a
Right.
completely new way of thinking about technology and what it means for our lives.
And that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
Soma design challenges us to look beyond just what technology can do and think about how it affects our bodies,
Right.
our emotions,
Yeah.
and ultimately what it means to be human.
This has been incredible, from
Yeah.
playful robots to prosthetics that blow your mind. But we're not done yet.
Right.
We've touched on the ethical side of things, but we need to really dig into that.
Okay.
What are the possible risks and problems that come with this new era of humans and robots interacting?
You're right. There's a whole other side to this conversation we can't ignore. Like
Ooh.
any really powerful technology, Soma design comes with its own ethical questions and potential problems.
Okay.
And that's what we'll be looking at in the last part of our deep dive.
Welcome back. So we've spent, like this whole deep dive looking at all the cool stuff about Soma design, but I think it's time to get a little more, I don't know.
Real.
Yeah, real about the potential downside.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
like a-
some of this is pretty wild
Right.
and not always in a good way.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is with technology.
Okay.
It can be good or bad.
Yeah.
Soma design is the same.
Yeah.
It's not just about, making cool gadgets.
Right.
It's about how this technology changes our lives,
Right.
our relationships,
Yeah.
even how we see ourselves.
Okay, so let's, get into it.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that people are worried about when it comes to this Soma design stuff?
One of the big ones, and we talked about this a little before,
Yeah.
is exploitation.
Okay.
If we're making robots that can feel pain or at least react like they're in pain,
Right.
is it okay to use them for dangerous jobs?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
Like, if robots can do the jobs that are risky for humans, that's good, right? But if those robots are, made to feel pain so they stay safe,
Right.
it feels, I don't know, wrong somehow.
Exactly. It makes us rethink how we see machines.
Yeah.
If robots are more and more like us,
Right.
where do we draw the line? Do they deserve, rights? Protections?
Right.
These are new questions.
Yeah, and, it's not just pain.
Right.
We talked about robots that could, give emotional support,
Right.
be companions.
Yeah.
What if people get, really attached to these machines?
Yeah.
Could it make people more lonely?
Right.
Make them interact less with other humans?
Yeah, it's a real worry.
Right.
We need other people to be healthy and happy.
Yeah.
The question is, can robots really replace that?
Right.
Or will they just, isolate us more?
It's like something out of a sci-fi book.
Right.
We're talking about the line between humans and machines getting blurry
Yeah.
in ways that we never even thought of before.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Right.
But also, kind of scary.
That's why it's so important to talk about this stuff now.
Right.
Before it gets so big we can't control it anymore. We
Yeah.
need to be asking these hard questions,
Right.
looking at both the good and the bad,
Right.
and making sure that, Soma design helps humanity, not the other way around.
So what can we do about this? This
Yeah.
feels really, really big.
Yeah.
Where do we even start?
It starts with understanding.
Okay.
The more people know about Soma design,
Oh.
the good and the bad,
Right.
the more likely we are to use it the right way.
Okay.
We need to talk about it openly,
Okay.
include everyone in the conversation,
Yeah.
make sure everyone has a voice.
And that means more than just scientists and engineers, right?
Definitely.
Right.
We need, people who study ethics,
Right.
philosophers, artists, social scientists,
Okay.
and most importantly, regular people.
Yeah.
The future of Soma design shouldn't just be decided by a few tech people. It needs to be shaped by what everyone wants and needs.
So it's not just about the technology, but about how we use it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Technology is a tool.
Right.
Like any tool. It can be used in good ways or bad ways.
Yeah.
Soma design is powerful not just because of the technology,
Okay.
but because it can help us connect more deeply,
Yeah.
feel more empathy,
Right.
and have a better relationship with technology.
Wow. This has been a journey. We started by looking at all the cool things Soma design could do.
Right.
Robots that play, feel, and even create with us.
Yeah.
But we also talked about the darker side,
Right.
the ethical questions,
Yeah.
and the things that could go wrong.
And I think what we've learned is that Soma design isn't just about making better robots. It's
Yeah.
about making a better future.
Right.
It's about using technology to make our lives better,
Yeah.
make our communities better,
Right.
and help us understand what it means to be human.
So to wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with this thought. The future of Soma design is up to us. It's our job to make sure we use this technology the right way,
Okay.
ethically, responsibly, and in a way that benefits everyone.
Yeah.
Keep learning, keep asking questions,
Right.
and keep diving deep.